Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. Coming in, making a video for you today. We're not in the Homestead, we're at the hospital, and I've been here, straight for the last week. It'll be a week tomorrow that we arrived in Fayetteville and got a hotel for our early arrival on Thursday morning, and for the surgery. And so Jamie's about ready to go home. We're getting ready to go home and finish the recovery there. So we've been here about almost a week now. Anyway, there's one thing we've noticed, and I've talked about this before in the past, and that is, people, I was just asked not too long ago, why aren't you getting lights? Aren't you going to get, you have solar power, you can, expand that solar power, have lights in the house, and I don't think we're ever going to get lights. We're never going to get lights. I don't want lights. Jamie doesn't want lights in the house. And the reason for that is you come to a place like this, we are inundated with incandescent light bulbs, fluorescent light bulbs, just light everywhere, unnatural light everywhere. And plus all the other electricity and things that are going on here, a place like this. I was looking around the hospital room the other day, or today, and when I decided to make this video, and there's just so many things plugged into the walls. Every plug on it has its own light. So you can tell the plug is on when it's plugged into the wall. And so all of these things are just plugged into the wall. All these things are operating, and all of those things mean frequencies. It's frequencies that are going through the air. Not to mention all the frequencies from the wireless stuff. I mean, all these wireless tools the nurses use, and they can keep track of things up at the nursing stations, all that stuff. So many frequencies, so much power, so much electricity. I'm here to tell you that 100%, I am positive that plays a part in your health. You can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel the light. And so, it's funny. I'm just going to take a pause here because I'm in the car. I'm in the parking lot, and the parking lot, I'm parked real close to the building, and everyone driving by looks at me and says, "Is that guy getting ready to move? Can I get his parking space?" And so it's just kind of distracting. I thought it was gonna be at least less distracting out here than in the room doing this video, but it's not. Anyway, excuse me. Been talking a lot, so I need to drink water. Okay. You can feel the light. You can really feel it. We've been here a week now, and it's almost like a pain. It's not like a physical pain, like somebody's pinching your body or something like that. It's a wear. It's a stress on your body that you actually really can feel by being in an environment like I'm in right now for a full week, when I'm not used to being in this type of environment. Yes, at the house we have a wireless router that's in our house, and that's really it. That's the only thing that stays on all the time. Everything else is off. There's no lights. There's nothing else plugged into the wall. At night, all the computers, laptops, cell phones get unplugged. They get powered down. The power stations get turned off. Everything is turned off. The few that there are, all get turned off. So there's nothing running except the router. And even, sometimes I have a question to turn that off. However, Tim, he lives in a different house. My in-laws, they live in a different house, and if they usually are early risers, and if they want to get up before we do, they would be out of internet until we got up and turned the router on. So I leave that on basically all the time. But I'm here to tell you folks that there's actually a pain. It's not like, again, that something's pinching you or an ache. Well, although I could more relate it to an ache, an aching pain. But you feel it in your body when you're here, and you're not used to it. And I mentioned in the video to the patrons earlier that studies have been done on this 5G and 4G. People who live in 4G and heavy environments, urban environments where all this stuff exists, it's harder for them to recover when they're at the hospital. Like if they have a serious trauma that they're trying to recover from at the hospital, it's harder for them to bounce back. Whereas Caleb, he's not used to that. He went and, he was at 8 months ago when he was in the hospital ICU for his spleen removal after his bicycle accident. He bounced back, and the doctors were amazed at his recovery. Why? Because they're not used to seeing that sort of recovery from someone who's had a traumatic injury of his type. And it's because I think he doesn't live in these environments. And again, studies are out there that show people who live in urban environments, when they're surrounded by all of the frequencies that urban environments contain, they don't bounce back from medical traumas. They just don't. Not as fast as people who don't, and who live in rural environments, who don't have those frequencies surrounding them all the time. And I'm here to tell you, same thing for Jamie. Jamie, the people are just amazed at her progress. Guys, it's healthier to get out of the city. It's healthier to live in rural environments. Just being in this environment now for a full week, I can feel it. My body feels stressed. My body aches. It's hard to pinpoint it. But the one thing it's not just the stress of dealing with Jamie's, issue here, and dealing with the stress of her undergoing so much, trauma from the surgery. It's just that I can feel it. It's the surrounding frequencies and everything that goes with it. Has anyone ever told you that, they love going fishing, or they love going to the great outdoors? It's such a relaxing time to get out and be with nature, because you're getting away from all of the stuff around you, all the frequencies, electricity, all that stuff. I'm not trying to be some, weird guru that tells you need to get away from all of these frequencies. I'm just telling you, there's got to be some real science behind all that. My body right now feels stressed. And it's not just because of what's going on with Jamie. It's because coming into all these lights, all these frequencies I'm surrounding my body with, it plays a part. It does. It really does. People wonder, hey, Zach, you guys ever going to get lights in the homestead? Nope. And, I've always thought, maybe my kids will at some point. Maybe they'll have because we have building sites where they want to build their homes on their homestead one day for their families. Because we have a lot of acreage, enough for them to have their homes for sure, and probably even for their generations to have homes. I mean, if you want to stack them in like a suburb is today, we got plenty of room. We can put a whole couple generations of Bowers on the homestead. But I mean, at some point, one of them's going to be like, what? I really want electricity. Okay. I'll be dead and gone, or I won't be at a point. It's their place. It's going to be their land. At that point, they're going to have their own place. I don't know how we'll do that with the trust or whatever, but I just know that they may come to a decision one day where their families want electricity. But as I'm showing my kids this, I mean, they feel it too. They don't like the lights. They like living, with some lantern light and candle light. Yeah, I mean, once you do it, and then you get away from it, and you come back here and experience it, there's no question you can feel the difference. It's amazing. That's why people are like, I just want to get out and go into the wilderness, go camping in the Rocky Mountains or the Appalachian Mountains, and get into nature and breathe fresh air. Well, it's more than just the fresh air. It's all the frequencies that you're being pummeled with on a daily, hourly, minute by minute basis. It's amazing. You wouldn't believe it unless you lived it. I mean, it's just crazy. So yeah, I won't ever have electric lights in my house again. No. And I think the fluorescent and LEDs, I think people say that, they're more energy efficient, and they are, but I think they're even worse on your body than the incandescents. I totally believe that. I don't want any of them in my house, so we're not gonna have them. It just is what it is. Anyway, I thought I'd do that video sharing with you. You guys may have a different opinion. I've had people tell me, Zach, this whole thing on 5G and 4G, being a health issue, it's all a bunch of quackery. Okay, fine. You continue to do what you feel like you need to do. That's your life, not mine. I'm gonna keep that stuff at a minimum, as much as I can for the rest of my life. And I think my health and Jamie's health and our kids' health will benefit from it. All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. We're going to be doing some more videos all over at Brighteon.com. I'll post more information on that. There's just some things I can't get into on this channel because it's YouTube and they censor everything. But I want to keep doing videos here, but I also want to do some of the more touchy videos, things that are a little more controversial. And I'll put those over at Brighteon, and we'll start linking to those. I was given an account recently over there. If you're not aware, Brighteon.com was started by Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, if you're familiar with him. And because he was sick of being censored over at YouTube for some of his stuff, and I totally get that because we've been censored a lot too. We're going to be not moving over there, but we're going to start uploading some of our more controversial stuff, things that YouTube just doesn't like over there. So that way, we'll link to it, from time to time. So, all right, guys, I gotta get back in there, and it's getting close to lunchtime, and I think some visitors are going to be showing up at the hospital soon, so I want to get ready for them. All right, guys, see you next time in the homestead. Bye.